Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a round from the NA Friday Night Fight for you. Thank you Brutish from Ninth Corps for broadcasting this event. The map is Washington Street. You're seeing an overview of that right now. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get behind the scenes footage and videos before everyone else. Our teams for today: on the Confederate side, you have the 20th New York, 2nd Corps, Free States Brigade, 32nd Ohio, and Jackson's Division, whereas on the USA side you have 9th Corps, Hood's Division, Army of Northern Virginia, and the Pickett's Brigade. With that being said, I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to a new Battleline Network event. Tonight we have a fun Sunday night fight event. Right now we have Washington Street, and then up next will be Piper's Farm. I have Captain Squid of the 9th New York commentating with me tonight.
Looking forward to these matches tonight.
Alright, first map is Washington Street, and let's see how the Union is deployed. I think this is going to be A and V on the right, a little bit of HC. I think HC skirmishers with them. Yeah, we got 9th Corps over here on the left with a little bit of PB. Let's see what the CSA is doing. A full CSA left push. Very interesting.
A and B is about to have a lot of fire going down on them as soon as they come into visibility. It's a really good call on A and B anticipating that left push.
Well, let's see. Let's see how the rest of the team responds. So the 9th Corps is pretty much on the complete opposite side of the map. Nobody's around them, so let's see if 9th Corps can recognize that and get over to the other side of the map before it's too late. And let's see if CSA wants to play it slow here. If they're going to play it slow or just immediately try and get into the face of Union. I think they're trying to let this develop a little bit, though. Trying to get a little two-prong attack here. This group, let's see who's going out on the far left. JD. JD going a little farther left through the tents.
A and B sees them, but I don't know how good of a shot they have on these guys because I don't think they see everyone on the CSA. I also don't think they realize they have more CSA directly in front of them, which in my opinion would be a better shot for these tents.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, from our perspective, Cam, it's a lot easier to see who is fighting who. Like on the ground, I really doubt if A and B knows this is the entire Rebel team in front of them. And it seems like 9th Corps might be probing a little bit here. It might be figuring out that they are, in fact, alone on this Rebel right. Moving through point to flank them. So let's see if CSA wants to keep playing it slow and allow themselves to get flanked. If they don't want that to happen, they have to move pretty soon.
And steady. Looks like we have a Rebel Rambo over here. I think he sees the Nolan and Ford. He thought he had an easy kill, and he saw the rest of the Ford pop up.
Rebels haven't got across the road down here at this fight, Squid. Seems like if they don't get reinforcements quickly, they might get encircled here. Kind of trapped in this little corner. And really, there's not really much Union left up here. Handful of A and B guys, handful of HG.
It's a huge gap between HD and A. Means they could capitalize on that. Quick formation on the rocks.
We have A and B pull back out here. I assume I'll see the same at HC soon. Shout out to Second Lieutenant Dave Air.
HD is pulling off there. They're just going to leave this entire area open for the CSA.
I mean, that's okay. Pulling off there is fine, as you say. The main thing is you don't want to get committed to a charge like Ninth Corps is about to get committed to.
I was about to say, right down the road, we have Ninth Corps engaging 50A.
Yep, 608 is about to, I think, wipe Ninth Corps here. They got caught out of position. Overextended. And getting wiped. That's gonna hurt Union tickets real bad.
It was a beautiful charge by 6LA. I have to admit, they caught 4 with their hands down there right there.
Yep, got a reloader. And yep, that is a Union regiment completely wiped off the map.
And if you notice the ticket difference right now, CSA is not hurting for tickets at all, whereas Union, they're about to drop a ticket.
It's the ticket difference. Union as defenders inherently have lower tickets as CSA the attackers, so you really have to play conservative and try not to get caught out in a charge like that. As defenders, being behind at all is pretty detrimental if you want to win. B getting some shots on the side of this rebel group, getting a few kills, kind of effective, but seems like CSA they're playing here is just to hold this snake rail, hold this fence in this road, and just shoot it to their spawn. Keep them kind of pinned in this corner, and just keep them in a shooting match until their tickets get wiped out.
Holding their own fairly well, but I don't know if the CSA is just not concerned about them or if they even know they're there.
We have Second Corps going on a wide flank, kind of around points. Got to keep an eye on that. I think who's out here to meet them? That will be Knife. Yeah, it seems like Knife's spot. So let's see what happens there. But honestly, as defenders, aside from that one group, aside from Ninth Corps getting wiped there, you're honestly not in a bad spot. They haven't capped point yet. You know, you're in a good little shooting match here at a decent distance, where you could possibly catch up on tickets depending on how the fight goes. But you gotta make sure you don't get caught out and get wiped.
It's definitely taking a more defensive approach instead of pushing as far as they did last time. They are holding up in the tents over here. Maybe they'll be able to go to charge.
I didn't know you could go. Uh-oh. About face, go back.
Very close. Going back here. Just right here.
Well, you have it definitely.
You see this, air Barbell goes down.
Why don't you just break the road, man?
BA is holding the street in these alleyways right in front of point right now.
Seems like HC might be going up this road to get some side shots down to CSA. See how this goes.
Yeah, but in partial definitely.
Oh, HC's going across the road. All right. Trying to get behind him. Now they're running back across the road. Okay. All right. Other than this engagement on the right, it seems like the game has slowed down. Union has kind of backed up on tickets pretty well. But let's see what's going on here with Ninth Corps. We're getting engaged with Second Corps here. Do a little poking around the building and firing at them.
Corner of the
I
White
think
House.
so far what
White
we've
House.
seen from
Stand
CSA is they've done a great job at being far enough to be in their own separate engagements, but they're too far away to where if one regiment starts getting overrun, it's going to be a while until reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, Union is a little struck out here. But I mean, CSA kind of is too. You know, you have Second Corps kind of back in their spawn. You have a little bit of 6LA here, kind of in the middle. And here, FSB, like basically both teams are kind of just everywhere. Nice spread out match. No blob formations right now. And I think CSA here is just trying to bait the cap out, trying to get Union to come out and try to charge them before capping. They might be going for a cap right now. Let's see if HC can recognize they're about to get flaked. Done pretty well. That maneuver by 6LA does drop the Union down into a gauge. Now we have a melee on point. There seems like a little bit of 32nd Ohio. A little bit of HC is kind of getting mixed into this melee on point. Kind of looks a little bit unorganized.
This bulk of HD back here behind the White House on the straight rail definitely could have gone in and assisted their friendlies in that charge.
Let's see what Sergeant Major Buddy does. Oh, and he gets crawl dogs.
Leave him. Leave him.
Wow.
Leave him.
Come on, right now. Fall back.
Sergeant Major Buddy just single-handedly drove off 6LA. That was
Yeah, pretty much by himself. That man deserves the Medal of Honor in my humble opinion. It seems like Knife Corps just kind of playing this definitely back here, playing with the campfire. As soon as I say that, they start moving up, so that's good. Let's check it over here on this right side. It seems like more of the same. I can see where those tickets have gotten back for the Rebels, how they're almost at the bottom of battle ready. You can just see the amount of bodies here. I had my bodies turned down to low, so that's a lot of bodies. I see like this is a majority of where CSA is hired. I mean, Union kind of has them in a little kill box. You know, they have CSA does that definitely covered, but A and B and Union here does as well. And they can kind of just rise in this hill and shoot down into pretty easy shots for the guys.
It does seem like the bulk of the CSA force is all in this one area. Union, they could easily cut them off and hold them back here, and hold them here, and force CSA to charge out and try to break the line somewhere. I mean, it almost looks like that's kind of what Union's doing right now. We have HD and 9th Corps over here. 9th Corps is moving down the road. 9th Corps actually might run into 5th VA here.
I said that wouldn't be bad for them. They do outnumber 5th VA pretty, I wouldn't say significantly, but by probably about 4 or 5 guys. It'd be a close melee. But I still think getting committed to a melee as defenders is probably not the best thing to do here. I think what's happening here on this right side of this Union right is what you want from defenders. You want to keep it into a pretty good shootout. Keep it to where try to get your tickets back as much as possible. Get CSA down as much as possible. And if they cap, be aggressive and try to get that cap back as fast as possible. It seems like CSA might be falling back a little bit because of that ticket gain. I mean, at the beginning of the match, CSA were at the top of battle ready, and Union were pretty much past halfway. Now we're pretty much both at the top of engage at 30 minutes. It's not too terrible if you're a Union.
If you're watching 9th Corps, they did engage 5th VA, but what I found was really smart was 9th Corps got to the left-hand side of this fence and shot them down as they were coming up to their own fence, and whittled 5th VA down to only a couple members now. However, if 9th Corps gets a little too aggressive here, that could be bad news for them because they're going to have to charge into a pretty well fortified position on 5th VA.
I think A&V is about to get caught out in the open by pretty much the entire army of the Confederacy. Unless they see him here. I think A&V does see him, but they do waste their shots before most of them get there. And I think A&V, if they don't get out of here now, they might get wiped. It seems like they're going to commit to this charge. Half of them are committing to a charge, half of them are pulling out.
If CSA pursues here, that could actually benefit the Union a lot, but it doesn't look like it because you still had fresh, ready HD back here with their loads. HD is moving back up to where A and V was.
HD's getting into these rocks, trying to get into close quarters combat here, which I don't think is the best idea, especially as defenders. You got lower tickets. You want to do anything in your power to keep your tickets. You know, as soon as you hit last stand, that pretty much the game's over. And you want to do everything in your power to not get there.
The thing I think CSA has an advantage over here on this side of the map is you have a CSA regiment down the road that can easily pick you off while you're running across. And then while you're running, you have the CSA and the tents as well shooting you down. So you're really getting hit by two different angles. So I don't think pushing right there, like you said, is a very smart idea.
Yeah, so they, a little bit of HC here, engaging some CSA down the middle. Looks like it's FSB. I think the big fight right now is on this right side. I think pretty much how the game goes. If you lose this entire group on the right, this entire Union group gets wiped. I would say you're probably going to be at the bottom of the gauge here. I think it's pretty disastrous. That volley pretty much only got one guy. It seems like.
HD defensive position.
Got him.
I think what I can see Union trying to do here is they're trying to squeeze them kind of into this tense area on the right. Yeah, right now Knife Corps is cutting them off from their spawn. CSA spawn is right here. You see that guy pop out. And you have what I think is other members of HD. HD kind of moving in, engaging 5th VA right here. Seems like they're kind of trying to box them in and cut them off from reinforcements from spawn. Let's see how this turns out. If this works out, I can see the Union catching up completely on tickets, which are pretty much already ahead, or maybe even getting ahead. This melee right here is pretty significant if they get into war.
I would have held them right there at their spawn, as long as it wasn't fast. Stay there, keep them there. It's cheap, but if you're getting those out-of-line tickets coming out of spawn,
So that Knife Corps pulled back a little bit. Check back in on this right side. HCAV still firing out with members of 2nd Corps 6LA at the top of the hill with members. I think it's just really 6LA up here. And a little bit of JD. Over here is the main force of JD. And more members of 6LA.
kudos to HD and A&B for holding this area of the I mean, pretty much the entirety of the match so far. They have had the best positioning, and they are holding this here pretty well. And I think a large contributor to the Union catching up on tickets is A&B and HD up here.
Looks like we have a CSA regiment moving up, 6LA moving up to do a volley, which I don't think actually killed anybody. I didn't see a flag fall down.
They might have just gotten one person. I see one body over here, but that was about it.
This fight on this left side over here with members of 2nd and FSB is pretty big. It seems like they're driving back the Union, who are playing a little bit conservatively here, which I think, you know, I can see pros and cons. I would rather play conservative, pull back to a good defensive position instead of getting caught in the melee. Now you have FSB out in the open, and now you're just kind of shooting them while they stand out in front of you. And you can just, you know, pull back behind that building and keep cover.
Blade has charged HD. They came in hard. HD is falling right now. A and V desperately needs to get those shots into 6LA.
Yeah, completely wiped her. As soon as you're catching back up on tickets, if you get wiped. Now you're behind here.
Union seriously needs to consider playing conservatively here. If they keep getting into these close quarters engagements, crossing the street when they don't need to, that could be disastrous for the rest of this match. I mean, honestly, that could be the end of the match as soon as that bar drops the braking.
Luckily, though, it is a pretty quick run for the spawn on this map, so it seems like CSA is not going to gain any ground out of that. They only gain a little bit of a ticket advantage, which, to be honest, isn't that great. I mean, you know, any ticket advantage or ticket disadvantage as defenders on this map is pretty detrimental. But at 23 minutes, you're still engaged and you're pretty even on tickets. I will take that. Seems like Knife Corps is getting a little bit of a flank shot down the road. I don't know how many guys they actually got with that. But it seems like Union's playing a little conservatively. HD is kind of just holding on point behind the buildings, taking cover. AMV and HD on the right over here are kind of also pulling back, just kind of holding in this corner. Kind of just forcing the CSA to come to them. No reason to put yourself out there and put yourself into taking losses for no reason. Especially if they're not even, you know, making a move or point. It seems like everybody's pulling back now. Drive Corps pulling back to the defilade at the campsite. HG pulling back to the road in the middle. And then AMV over here on the right, just on this fence line.
Actually, it seems like what Ninth Corps just did was to kind of like poke the bear and see if it chases you. And unfortunately, the bait did not work.
Which I think is a very valid strategy, especially if you have a friendly group behind you, like on a stone wall or a snake route fence, and you kind of make them chase you into your friendlies, you can get pretty good casualties that way.
Just holding back in the tents. Looks like we've got HD holding back in these backyards, moving to the left a little bit now.
Yeah, I think CSA is recognizing that you to kind of pull back a little here, and I think they're kind of slowly advancing, kind of seeing how far they can get before they kind of run into any type of opposition here. Who's this CSA right now here? 20th New York Haven.
6LA still maintaining that position, but they've also moved guys to the snake rail fence in the middle of this road to see if they can catch any Rambos or anyone crossing this road here, which I think is a very smart move.
If you can kind of see it, we kind of have a giant Union L kind of going across the road and taking a left. Almost. That's kind of neat. I mean, you're at 20 minutes, you're still at engaged. CSA is dropping on tickets. It seems like AMV is laying the hurt down with their rifles here on the right side. You see a fair amount of bodies on this right, and with that shot from JD, Union goes taking losses here. But, I mean, 20 minutes taking losses isn't the best time I've seen, but it's also not terrible.
Or is moving up the road again. But I don't think people realize is that we have 50A right smack dab in the middle of the map. Right by point. So if the score goes into point, they could get flanked easily by 50A right now. They're going to have to be very careful moving up.
This could be disastrous for you here. I don't even think... Oh, I think they see him now.
Ninth Corps just can support this engagement right now. Well, actually, it looks like Ninth Corps is not doing too terrible right now. They just don't know where the enemies are shooting from.
They kind of just wiped that entire group in the front. I think they're just going to do a little bit of a shoot and scoot here, kind of do some damage and get out of there, which I think is probably the best thing you could do.
That was textbook by Ninth Corps right there. That was pretty awesome to watch. per Hawkeye saying, you know, we surprised them again. Still, strong positioning by 50A. They weren't wiped. 50A can do a lot of damage by holding this position here.
Let's get some filming from CSA. I have been filming from the USA side over here. We got JD down, moving down the road. We got Captain Feast leading his men east. Seems like CSA might be kind of pulling some guys off this left side and trying to push back 9th Corps, who is getting a little out of line here. Seems like JD's not even going to hesitate. They're just going to get into the road and charge straight at them, which I think is probably the best thing to do here.
Following what I said earlier about A and B and HD holding their position over here, 6LA has maintained this position right here, and it has worked for them.
I mean, we're kind of at a little bit of a stalemate here. There's no need for either team to push up here. There's no point for CSA to cap the point here right before Union goes breaking. And there's no point for Union to push up at all. They're defending. Seems like we are at a little bit of a stalemate. And it seems like Union might be pulling back a little bit to force the CSA to come out at their
Positioning over here for HD. They are holding right that point. So as soon as the rebels come in, try to capture that point, HD can move in. But I don't think I don't think CSA is going to take that bait.
Yeah, they're going right at the brick house, the brick house. Peeking from the right and left.
You got shot.
68 moving up, being led by Colonel Starr.
Not another day.
Looks like we have an engagement between JD and what I believe is 9th Corps over here.
That might be a friend.
On the far right of the map.
Colonel Starr is leading the 50A, cutting into the mouths of this Union regiment on the right here. Let's see what happens.
Colonel Starr could definitely lead 50A here. Could get a potential wipe on 9th Corps.
I think that's a wise decision. 9th Corps has a pretty strong defensive position for the state rails. And I think you just kind of got to try and get into the backyard on it right here. Let's see how bad this is for Union. They kind of can't afford any losses here, so let's see if 9th Corps can escape without getting wiped too terribly. It seems like they will. They lost a few casualties there, but nothing too terrible. And AV kind of did just make that group pay for it with that volley, so a little trade there. But if I'm Union here, I don't really see any point in being pushed up at all. I mean, I would just kind of just play this left side, use this def lane, force CSA to come to me. There's no point in giving them easy tickets here.
There's a lot of good cover over here. Union, they can even fall back a little bit behind the tents down that hill. Make CSA come towards them, or try to even get them to capture a little bit early.
I got hit. I got stamina. Contact up there, shoot him.
58, I think 58 might either be
Nice shot, whoever brought down that flag. That was
the gap, or they might just be capturing.
Nah, I don't think they're going to cap. I think they're going to try to bait Union out and try to retake really quickly.
6LA, moving up, moving through point. 6LA, they might get caught out in the open here with all that Union back here in the tents. They got to be careful here.
Nah, they're just gonna go for it. I think they're gonna make it across this road.
Although I think, you know, if Union's smart, they're going to hold their fire because if 6 LA is going to be directly in front of them, those are going to be great shots from this fence. But also, I don't think 6 LA knows that we have a good majority of the Union force over here.
Yeah, the CSA regiment right here, right in front of me, who is this? Yeah, 6 LA. They might get caught out if AC can recognize and get behind them, right behind this brick house. They have to use these shots on them. That's easier said. Of course, we recognize it because we have spectator care.
Squealer. Fire!
The right side.
If 6 LA is pushing up, they're going to run to the Union. Union is just firing down on them right now.
And it's shredding them pretty good. I think this is a pretty good firefight on this right side.
Not only that, but they just took a artillery shot. I don't know. Yeah, they just took a friendly arty shot too. That's definitely gonna hurt CSA over here. That's make the tickets look almost even.
Back here in these rocks, y'all. Don't
CSA definitely has a pretty good lead here. And as defenders, an even ticket as defenders is pretty much you losing. Who is a 6 LA on this left side? This is not going to be good for Rebel Second Corps here. Oh, never mind. They do not have their legs. They're just going to stand in front of them.
Fire, shoot him out.
58 moving up into the 10th right now. They're going to charge 9th Corps. They're going to charge 9th Corps right now. 9th Corps just got out. Loads. 58. Dude, that's the white Corps right now.
Yep, 9th Corps is getting wiped. They made CSA pay for it. CSA kind of barely won that charge there, but still, as defenders, you can't afford that at all.
2 9th Corps guys remaining here, but it looks like CSA forces pulled off.
Over there.
I mean, even with that Union group getting wiped, you're still pretty dead even on tickets, and it's still 11 minutes. You're not breaking yet. If you play this right, it's getting a little close here. Union's playing this very well. I mean, CSA is playing it very well too. This is a very, very good match we're watching here.
Nice turnaround that I'm noticing is for every time that Union gets charged, they're taking down just as many as they're losing. JD has these 10 which earlier Union was relying on, so that's going to maybe hurt the positioning on the map for Union. CSA is kind of holding where there was a Union-dominated area, and they've kind of pushed Union back into their spawn pretty much.
I mean, kind of. Union's kind of forward this a pretty big battle line, basically in front of point. They kind of turned this map into a straight-up fight. Union's in a very good spot. They're very close to point. As soon as they hit breaking, they can pretty much defend point and all crash from different angles. I think this is going to come down to, as soon as Union hits breaking, it's going to come down to a charge. And if Union wins that charge, we'll see where they go. They can push past point, possibly hold for last there. But it seems like this group on the right's about to get flanked. HC has to react fast before they get pretty much get wiped here by the entire CSA force. And it seems like they're actually going to move to beat them.
Full challenge here. You are almost even on tickets right now. You're going to move to meet the CSA forces.
Yeah, but HC is getting charged on the right here. Seems like they're about to get wiped.
This could
be a fight at least. Like you said though, Squid, CSA charges out, they pay for it, they get... We're pretty much dead even on tickets. Union hits breaking. I expect the rest of CSA kind of just a crash point. The rest of Union pretty much has to get on point immediately or they'll lose the game in about 15 seconds. And here's that charge I was talking about. We are dead even on tickets. If Union wins this charge, they might possibly win this game.
Really needs to win this charge. If Union doesn't win this charge, this could be seeing the end of the match right here.
And I think that's what we're about to watch. A&V, it comes down to A&V if they can hold here. It seems like A&V is about to wipe this group in front of the house, and we have Union reinforcements already coming in. Let's see if CSA just wants to make this a bats and go and kind of just make this a continuous charge. And it seems like they pretty much are. CSA is already getting back on the point. It seems like they got Bayo, so let's see what happens here. CSA kind of going in piecemeal, getting killed out of line, losing a lot more tickets than USA here.
CSA might have thought that this would have been an easy cap. I don't think they were expecting much resistance. Now we're just kind of witnessing a stalemate over point. We have CSA holding in on the left. Here, pussy.
I've got the dome going in over here. Got 2 kills.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you cover once you get your load.
Unfortunately, I am a little late to the party. My camera is going a little bit slow now, but I am here spectating point now. Yeah, Union putting down their CSA flag.
Check this out, Squid. Union is now ahead on tickets. They're slightly above halfway, while Rebels are slightly below halfway. Union might escape with a win here. If they win probably the next charge, it seems like Rebels are holding a small and getting full kids. So it seems like if USA can win the next charge, they might steal a win here.
Only CSA that we have remotely close to point is a mixture of JD. I'd see some 6LA in here, but they just don't have the numbers to fight the Union team here. We could be experiencing a very last-minute Union victory. I think Union should just hold here. Union should just hold here, save their load, save their stamina, wait for that inevitable CSA charge.
Which it's covered.
Alright, 6 gets
Hold there, 6. Hold there.
Alright, 6 on me.
Follow pilot.
On that, let's go.
Alright, here comes the Rebel team. They're pretty much just going to do a full charge front point here. As you can hear these Rebel yells.
We have HD charging that small Rebel regiment. I'm not sure why they would do that. They're going to take losses that they can't afford.
There we go.
Here we go. This Union
This is the
desperately
game.
needs to pull this off.
And if you look at the ticket counter, it seems like Rebels might be taking a little bit more casualties here.
Union's recovering the point. Union's taking them down as they come.
Yeah, I think Rebels are going to go final push at any second here.
Yeah,
Let's see if the
they
Union-
are
let's see if the Union gets,
extremely low.
if the Union gets organized, if this little contingent of A&V and Knife Corps can charge these guys out at the front yard, they'll go final push right now.
Yeah, Union is losing a lot of casualties right now, and if they are, every one Union that falls, 3 CSA fall with them.
And there you go. CSA goes final push. CSA is capturing the point right now, but I think that's it.
All Union needs to do is get organized, get their loads back, and hold for 2 minutes.
Seems like Knife Corps and A&V are charging the rest of these guys on point, trying to wipe them before the rest of their reinforcements get back. Let's go check out, do these guys from Spawn have bats or do they have BOs? Seems like they are getting. Oh, they're getting full kits. Rebels are getting full kits. It seems like they're going for broke on this next charge.
Get everybody ready.
All right, seems like some of them are going. All right, it seems like they're just going there. All right, let's see if Union is ready for this next push. If they hold here, they might win the game. This is going to be a very close game. This is going to be good.
Moving for another charge. Fortunately, I don't think Union was ready for this charge. We had a lot of shots going off on the Union side.
No, it seems like they're ready here. HCA and V, they're kind of just having a giant line on the road. Knife Force watching their flank on the right.
One thing that I think is severely hurting CSA right now is I've been noticing a lot of guys going out of line, amboing. Those are tickets, those are lives that they can't afford right now.
Yeah, pretty much all of Union has if they have been dying, they have been dying in line. Rebels, since they have been charging, have been probably dying in a little bit of skirmishing, possibly out of line. Union does go last stand here. They get a pretty decent amount of reinforcements coming to spawn. They have to hold for 15 more seconds. It seems like CSA might get here. Union is going to charge the point, try to push the CSA off the point and prevent a overtime. Let's see if Union can get this going, which they, I think, will. And I think we're going to see a Union victory on Washington Street. And there it is. A Union victory, outnumbered 105 to 93. So, Squid, what do you think about that match?
Despite a very choppy start for the Union, honestly, it seemed a little disorganized. They were able to pull it off there at the end. I think they kind of realized we're down on tickets. We don't have the greatest positioning. We need to reform, reestablish what we need to do. And they were able to pull it out at the end there, very convincingly too.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. It did seem a little disorganized there at the beginning, and then I think a flip just switched and Union just started working really well together. I think the Rebel charges were, I wouldn't say they were strung out because they really weren't. I think what caught them, especially at the end there, was having to charge down an open street with the entire Union team shooting at you. So yeah, I think Union played a fantastic map. Rebels played a fantastic map. Let's check out these casualties. Yeah, 769 to 622. That is pretty good. So we'll see you on the next map, and see you there.